The book buying ban of 2025 is over. It's been over a year since we did our last book haul on this channel. The book buying ban is over, which means that we've been buying the books. The books have been being bought. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you how the 2025 book buying ban went, and then, yeah, you guessed it, I'm just going to be showing you everything that I've purchased. At the beginning of 2025, I decided that I wanted to try to go on a book buying ban. Obviously, I wasn't like 100% successful. My reading habits as well have really changed with something like a book buying ban. Even though I did try to put myself on a somewhat strict book buying ban at the start of 2025, I did end up purchasing some books, as we have seen throughout the year. The reason I wanted to do this in the first place is because at the start of the year, I thought I would be moving across the country for grad school. That didn't end up happening. I wanted to downsize my library and make sure I wasn't like just bringing in tons and tons of new novels that I would have to pack up and take with me. That's why I wanted to go on it. But also because I have a lot of books and I can read the ones I have. Anywho, here's what actually happened in 2025. So when I went on trips abroad or just out of my province, you can't hold me back. I'm sorry. When I'm in a new country or I'm in a new province or I'm in a new town and they have local bookstores, I'm rabid. I'm a dog off the leash. When I went to Iceland and Scotland, I bought 13 books there. When I went to BC for the first time, I bought 5 books. I was in Quebec in the spring. I bought 1 book. And, oh, that's actually it. Okay, so not too bad. So I bought 19 books on trips this year, and I think that to me is just important. Like, I definitely wanted to purchase books while I was on a trip. To me, they are keepsakes. They are like my souvenirs from a new place. They're so exciting. It's just so exciting to me to go to new bookstores, whether it's in a new country or in a new town. I think that's just so wonderful. Just like any independent bookshop, which I got to see a lot of this year, that is where I want to be spending my money. That is something I do want to keep up in 2026, is finding those tiny gems, because I found some of my favorite bookstores I've ever been to last year that way, so really love that. The next 4 books I bought in 2025 were books that I had to read for book clubs, whether it was for Game of Tomes or the World Tour. I think the ones that I bought were actually all for the World Tour, so I bought 4 books to read with the book club. That was something I do, that was something I host. To be fair, one of them was a digital book, like on my Kindle. I've now actually canceled my Kindle subscription, like I no longer have it. Kindle Unlimited, I just didn't want it anymore. I was devastated last year when I tried to read books from Libby, like export them to my Kindle, and I realized that that doesn't work. Apparently it only works for Kobo. Unless anyone has like a way around this, please let me know, because I was like gutted to learn that. Next 2 books I bought were for grad school, so I bought a couple of books that I just wanted to read. They're nonfiction, probably not very exciting stuff to you guys, but for me, I just wanted to have them because I thought I was going to be starting in-person grad school in the spring, or in September. So I bought 2 books for that, which was just kind of something I needed, like an academic expense, I guess. Then I bought 2 more books for videos that I was doing. So I do detective murder mystery detective solving videos with my brother. So I bought 2 books for videos this year. So that was kind of like, you know, a job expense. I bought 3 books that I was really excited for, like 3 books that I just wanted to get my hands on immediately and read immediately. I haven't done that for years. I haven't like gone out to the bookstore and bought a brand new spanking book that I like immediately sit down to read because I'm so excited. Even better when one of them is a book in a series, which it was the Everflame series. So I bought Glow of the Everflame, which was the 2nd book, and I read it as soon as I got that baby home. The other 2 books that I bought that I was just so excited for and I wanted to go out and own immediately were Star Wars books. I really wanted to start my Star Wars novel journey this year, so I went out and got a couple Star Wars books, and when I got home I just started reading that thing immediately. Felt so good. I felt like a kid again. That is something I love, and that is something I would love to continue doing in 2026. It's just like having something I know I'm so excited for, I know I'm gonna love. Probably, to be fair, one of the Star Wars books turned out to be a complete dud. In total, in 2025, when I was supposed to be my book buying ban, I bought 30 books. 30 books. For me, personally, it's not that bad, especially when 6 of them, 8 of them were for purposes that like I had to buy the books for. What has this taught me? Looking at this, I want to buy from more independent, smaller local bookstores, and bonus if they're thrifted. Like, to be honest, that's kind of going into 2026 what I want to get back to. I used to only get my books thrifted for years and years and years. The bulk, like so many of what's on my shelf, they are still all books that I've gotten thrifted, and that's what I want to keep doing in 2026 because that's my favorite kind of book shopping as well. I love anything that feels like a scavenger hunt. I have started off the year a bit crazy. a little bit crazy. Oh shoot, I should have brought scissors. After I decided which 26 books I wanted to put on my TBR for 2026, which led me to going through my whole entire bookshelves and kind of diagnosing what I am missing, what I'm lacking, what I want to be reading more of. That is going to be like kind of half of this book haul is things that I want to fill my shelf up so that I have like good options that I want to go to. Also in there is stuff that I'm just like really excited about and I wanted to get immediately. Then we have the thrifting renaissance. The thrifting renaissance is probably the biggest portion of this book haul because I've been going thrifting much more this year and I have a huge order from thrift books to show you. Anyway, so here's what I bought in the first month and a half ish of the year. First up, we have this big old box. This is one of those local gems that I wanted to buy more from in 2026. This bookstore is called Good Minds. They are in Ontario. They have a fantastic online website if you want to order from them. I did not get to go see them in person, sadly, so I ordered online and it has arrived. I did already open it up to get the first book, but I haven't looked at what's underneath yet. The first book that I ordered from here was the Game of Tomes pick, the last pick for last year, but this ended up being one of the first books I read in 2026, and that's Split Tooth by Tanya Tagaq. I just really, really love this. I love this. I've been thinking about this so much that I think I'm gonna need to bump it to a 5-star. Thoroughly enjoyed my time reading this. I also like devoured this in a span of a couple of days. It is a piece that weaves poetry and such gorgeous storytelling and also such wonderful raw reality of growing up in Nunavut in the 70s, in the 1970s. That's the first book that I got from Good Minds. Loved it. Where am I gonna put these? I don't know. We're gonna start building the Jenga pile of whoopsie-daisies. Oh, this one's, okay, hold on a second here. Ooh, ooh. A spa. The next book that I ordered from them is Hunter with Harpoon. Hunter with Harpoon by Marcusi Patsok. The story of Kamek, a young hero who comes to manhood while on a perilous hunt for a wounded polar bear. I was only supposed to buy the one for the book club, but when I saw these, I was like, oh, I've been wanting to read those for a while. So I picked them up as well. The last book in here is so large. I wasn't expecting this to be so large. Oh, magazine. We have Arctic Dreams and Nightmares by Alutsuki Pelli. Hell yeah. I have a huge list of just so many things that I want to read, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have this one. I've been seeing this everywhere. I really wanted to read this. It takes the reader on an Arctic journey interpreted through the mythological and contemporary world of an Inuit artist and author. 20 short stories, accompanying pen ink drawings. I was also introduced to this author in my undergrad, so it has stuff like Summit with Sedna, the Mother of Sea Beasts. This is a piece I've read and like I've been able to do assignments and stuff with before, so I'm excited to just have it here, like outside of a textbook, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So sorry if you hate that. I love that. I love doing the tippy taps. Okay, so that is Arctic Dreams and Nightmares. Look at the gloss. The gloss. That is everything that I bought from Good Minds. I'm now gonna put this on the ground so Grendel can jump right in it. Okay, what I kind of want to open are these thrift book packages because they've been sitting here for like a month now and I've held myself back from opening them. It's been a long time since I've ordered from thrift books. I don't know if you guys remember what happened last time, but last time we got the infamous nail polish book. Ordering from thrift books is always an experience. It's always like a little mystery bag, and you never know what you're actually really gonna get. Oh, wait, what the hell is this? So, Thrift Books is an online bookstore for thrifted books, and basically you can choose, if they have it available, the quality of the book that is going to be shipped to you. However, it's very subjective. We're going to see what happened. This time, I think, if I remember correctly, I went out of my way to almost always choose very good and maybe a couple of goods. Okay, I need to tell you about this. So, what I decided to do with one of our book club picks in 2026, if you don't know, we're going to be reading the entirety of Anne of Green Gables in 2026 with the Game of Tomes book club. I didn't want to go out and buy a box set. I kind of wanted to have different editions for every installment in the Anne of Green Gables series. I just like that. I like the mismatch. I like having a little bit of something something, but I kind of wanted older editions. If you go on thrift books, sometimes, my friends, you will find the most fantastic things, and I think I've done it. Okay, so the first book that I pulled out of here, these are all going to be out of order. We have Anne of the Island by Ellen Montgomery. I don't know which one this is. I kind of forget. Is this the third one? Could be the third one. Look at, my friends, look at this beautiful. Okay, I'm a little upset that we had deckled edges way back when. This is in nice condition. This is in very nice condition. Stop it. That smells crazy, but wow. Guys, I'm drooling. I'm drooling. I knew this was the right thing to do. Like in some cases, these were $30 or $40 each, but I know I'm gonna love the series and I just wanted to invest in something beautiful. Goodness, do you guys like that? It's kind of like office carpet. I'm actually so pleased. It smells really old and really musty, but it's okay. I'm so excited to read it out of this. I'm so excited. And look at that beautiful space in the margins. Anne looks super duper like yassified, by the way, back here. Okay, I love the drama of this cover. I love the design. I love the drama. I'm so pleased with that. Okay, let's put all the Anne of Green Gables together. Oh. I'm really, really happy that I've done this. Look at this. She is a treasure. Okay, so this is Anne's House of Dreams. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, but I might cry a little bit. Look how beautiful. Ugh. Okay, these are the Grosset and Dunlap editions, I believe. So this is the same, I think these are both the Grosset and Dunlap editions. Guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I've done this. Okay, so that is 2. Oh. Okay, I guess I got a lot of the Grosset and Dunlap editions. This one doesn't have a dust jacket, but it is that wonderful minty greeny one again. This one is Anne of Windy Poplars. Someone covered up their name. Joke's on you, I can just take it off. Did you think this would stop me? It kind of is stopping me. Wow. Okay, that's the 3rd one. Maybe I can kind of make my own dust jacket for that, but I just love the look of these old... Ugh. There are a few more books in here. I'm not sure if any of these are Anne books. I'm gonna pull the one on the bottom. It is. Okay, so this is one of the only paperbacks. I kind of wanted them all in hardback, but I couldn't find this one, so I just decided to go for a little mass market paperback because I love the cover. And this one is Rilla of Ingleside. So I think, are these the Bantam? I think these are the Bantams, right? This is one of the later ones, I believe. But I love this cover. I love how she's just out here in her nightdress under the full moon with the lighthouse and her little boyfriend, I'm assuming, in the back. I don't know. When I saw that Rainbow Valley, which is another one in the Anne of Green Gables series, this edition had a wintry cover. I was like, I want to get the wintry cover above all else. If it has the wintry cover, I'm gonna get it. This is the Tundra paperback edition. I love that. I love that so much. I love how each one in the series is gonna be like a little bit different and have a little bit of a different personality. I think that's nice. Okay, I'm feeling a huge, like very large book in here. This is not an Anne of Green Gables book, but I got Zoom Away. I got Zoom Away by Tim Wynne-Jones. Tim Wynne-Jones. Are you perhaps married to Diana Wynne-Jones? No. Are you? Zoom Away is another one I found when I was doing my one grad school course. I was doing like a bunch of research and just on different representations of the Arctic or Arctic landscapes in literature. And one of the essays I was reading mentioned Zoom Away because this is about a cat named Zoom. It's summertime where most cats are outside chasing butterflies, but he's at home knitting something warm to prepare himself for his latest amazing adventure. With the help of the beautiful and mysterious Maria, Zoom sets off to the North Pole in search of his missing uncle. It had a lot to say. I cannot wait to read it for myself, and how the Arctic is like imagined in here. And anyway, in the essay in particular, it was talking about gender and the Arctic landscape, so that's what this one was all about. But this looks beautiful. I'm a little bit confused because I thought this whole book would be about cats. Also, the drawings, the illustrations are gorgeous, but his family, I guess it's just his human family. I thought maybe it would be like his uncle cat was an explorer, but no. Oh, we do have another one that's quite heavy. I'm a bit scared. I hope these are good. Oh my god, this is huge. Here, I am so happy. I've been wanting to start this, but I'm like, I need to film the book haul before I'm allowed to start this. This is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I couldn't decide between which editions I wanted. So this one is the Orion Press edition. Megan, who owned this before me, Thank you so much. I now have your edition and you've written me notes. I just really loved the cover of this one, to be honest, and I really fell in love with these illustrations as well. Ultimately, which I'm so excited. Stop it, I'm so excited. I don't know which edition I'm going to be reading this out of, but we're going to be reading Moby Dick for January, February, March, and April. So we've got 4 months to tackle the sperm whale or see the sperm whale be tackled. I'm so here for all of the boat stuff. I'm so here for all of the diagrams and the learning. I'm so excited to start this. So that is that edition that I got of Moby Dick. I don't know which one I'm going to read it out of. There's one more book in here. The joy that a book haul brings. This one is a bit of a random pick, but this is one that I really wanted to read immediately because I was super excited about it. You guys, I don't know if you know my love for cormorants. They're my favorite bird. I love them so much. I miss them so much because they're not here in the winter. I have to wait until spring when they return. I just wanted to have a little something of them in like book form while they're gone. So I didn't even know this existed until I just like looked. Oh, there's pictures, there's illustrations. So this one is The Double-Crested Cormorant's Plight of a Feathered Pariah by Linda R. Wires. I believe this is about their relationship with humans and how they have not had the greatest run with us, or like what we've done to them. The first European settlers in North America quickly deemed the double-crested cormorants a competitor for fishing stock and undertook a relentless drive to destroy the birds. She's a conservation biologist, and I'm really looking forward to reading this, to be honest. Look at this gorgeous bird. Look at this gorgeous bird. I've been wanting to do a little bit of a bird watching video, to be honest. I think that'd be a fun, different video for me to make or try to make. So I've been thinking about that a lot and I can't wait for when they come back. I'm so incredibly happy to have this. That is my cormorant book. Oh, wait, what the hell is this? Oh, hell no. They've done it to us again! I ordered the Orion Press edition of Moby Dick, and then kind of the serious edition I was gonna buy for myself that I've been trying to find, but I can't find it like new anywhere, was the Norton Critical edition of it. That's the one I really wanted. That's one a lot of people recommend, and that's the edition I thought I got from Thrift Books. That's the edition I selected from Thrift Books, okay? Instead, here's what I got. The Great Illustrated Moby Dick. I think this is a kid's version. Yeah, as well. A Quest for Revenge. It's a hair-raising whale hunt, where his search for adventure turns into a desperate wish to survive. Who did this? There's like some little kid's note at the back. This is a little kid's book. Okay, at the front of the book, I'm not going to show you this because this has like his personal info, but this belongs to one Scott. First of all, he's put a little bit of commentary on the table of contents. Cool. Who? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Amazing. Oh no. Put like a little note on the chapter headings. Men overboard. Oh no. Return to life. No way. I alone survived. Sweet. What just broke my heart was his little diary on the back cover. I'm gonna read this a little bit. I'm imagining this is a very old copy. I'm imagining he's all grown up now, but this is this is legitimately breaking my heart. It says, I miss San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I don't like Utah. I hate Utah. I need smog. I need my good friends. I love San Francisco. I miss San Francisco. I need my friends. Okay, Scott, wherever you are, man, I hope you're good. I hope you're okay. I hope you got out of Utah. I hope you had someone to tell that other than this really weird edition of Moby Dick. That being said, I'm not going to be reading the very, very, very abridged, very like, you know, children's made edition of Moby Dick. So this is going to have to go somewhere. And I'm going to have to find whatever the heck happened to the actual edition that I ordered. I'm assuming they just didn't have it anymore. They were out of stock by the time it actually got shipped to me. So I got sent a version that's very different from like the critical edition of it. So other book in here though is exactly the one that I ordered. I wanted to get, I also wanted to get the Norton Critical edition of Anne of Green Gables. So even though I do have a copy of Anne of Green Gables, the first book in the Anne series, I did want to get this version as well because it comes with some cool essays, a lot of annotations, commentary, good introduction, all that stuff, and just like facts and everything I probably would have missed if I hadn't had this edition. So this is the critical, Norton Critical of just the first Anne of Green Gables. So not very stunning, but I am in it for the info. I think, is that all my Anne books now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there 6 books in the Anne Green Gables series? Or there's 7. I have Anne of Avonlea on my shelf. That kid broke my heart. All I can think about is how sad he was in Utah to like go and write that in his edition of Moby Dick. Moving on quickly, I have 3 more books here that I got from thrift books that I already opened because I was too excited. I'm just going to tell you them quickly because they all have to do with Arctic literature, glacial literature, or anything to do with snow, ice, winter, whatever. You know, it's like my kind of thing. So I have 3 books here, a couple of very slim volumes. First up is The Glacier's Wake by Katie Dennen. This is a book of poetry. Yeah, cool. The next one here is Places Far from Ellesmere by Aretha Van Herk. This one I also found is in my mega list of things that I've compiled from everything that I had to read. I didn't really talk about my grad school course or anything like that. I was just very sick throughout those months. This one is a very interesting piece. I don't think I can really categorize it. It's a bit, I think it's called like a memory map. So it's basically her talking about or imagining Ellesmere Island in northern Canada as a site for different things. One of those things is Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. So this is not like a retelling or anything like that, but it does play, I think, a significant, I don't know, takes up a significant portion of this work, is reimagining Anna Karenina as what if she had gone north, what if she had just like left. Anna Karenina steps off the train into the village of the author's youth and into the 20th century. We follow Anna through her university studies, we track her adult life under the skies of Alberta, and we watch as she escapes at last into the frozen imagination of Ellesmere Island. So kind of like rewriting the life of Anna in Tolstoy's work, not as like this tragic heroine, but as someone who has a different life. So this is going to be really super interesting. I think this is going to have some issues, honestly, because it's kind of imagining, it's like taking the island of Ellesmere and then just imagining everything around it when it already is very much its own place. And there's been a lot of essays I've already read about this in that class that I was taking, so I'll bear those in mind. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Finally, this one, I don't know, guys. I'm assuming you're going to be able to tell immediately why I bought this, because this book is called At the Grand Glacier Hotel. You see that? You see that word? And you see that word? They're together. Someone put them next to each other, and that person is Lawrence Fernley. Look at this cover, first of all. Isn't this beautiful? So gorgeous. This book I heard about because so many people sent me this. Like, glaciers and hotels are 2 of my favorite things ever in the whole wide world, so that is why I picked this bad boy up. This one's set in New Zealand, and I believe this would be my first book that I've read from a New Zealand author. All I know is that it's about a husband and wife who went to stay at this hotel, the Grand Glacier Hotel, and now they're back at the hotel 20 years later. But everything has changed because the glacier has retreated and has obviously melted a ton. Then there's a storm that separates her from her husband, and so she is just stuck at the hotel, which sounds amazing. I'm hoping it's as good as it sounds, and if not, like, it'll be very hard to disappoint me when it's like combining my 2 favorite things. So yeah, I was like, am I ever gonna read a book about hotels and glaciers? And lo and behold, they've done it. I think we are now going to get into the thrifted, like the actual thrift store, the physical thrift store section of the book haul, because I've been to a few thrift stores so far in the year, and I have just been browsing, you know, I'll just go in, browse, look around, see if there's anything there, and I have indeed found some fun picks. So these first 2 are, I think, going to be fun, add some of that lightness back to my shelves that I've been missing, especially because one of them is a classic that just looks a little bit more lighthearted, tender, not so tragic, not so dark, and that is The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. So this one has been on my TBR for years, and when I saw it there for $3, I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. Look at this cute little cover. It was a huge bestseller when it was first published in 1922, and it has inspired generations of readers since, and it established Portofino and the Italian Riviera as a mainstay of the tourist circuit. So this is about I think it's a bunch of women who go down to stay in Portofino for a joint holiday. Those who appreciate wisteria and sunshine. Small medieval castle on the shores of the Mediterranean to be let, furnished for the month of April. Let's go. The next one I bought, I'm gonna have to save for next Christmas because it's set around Christmas time, and that is book 2 in Aggie Morton, Mystery Queen. So this one is Peril at Owl Park. If you don't know about this charming little series by Martha Jocelyn, this is like Agatha Christie for kids, like for middle grade age. It's really fun. The main character is Aggie, who is like Agatha Christie as a child, and it's about her meeting this boy who's just come over from Belgium, and his name is what's his name? It's not Hercule Poirot, but it is Hector Perot is his name, and they become friends and they solve murders together. So this one is set around Christmas time. I love the first one when I read it a couple years ago, so I just thought, since I saw this there, it's a book in a series, I want to continue. I picked it up, so very much looking forward to having this one for next Christmas. We might as well get the Star Wars section out of the way because I have a bunch of Star Wars books to show you. There is something I got for Christmas. There's a book I got for Christmas that I do not think you're ready for. Like, for Christmas, I was given... This is the deluxe edition of Revenge of the Sith by Matthew Stover. No. Wow. This is based on, obviously, the screenplay in the movie of episode 3, but in novel form. I've heard this is one of the best Star Wars novels out there, period, ever. Look at the spray deck. Look it. Sorry. Are you kidding me? And then watch this. Stop it. Look at them fighting. Look it. But wait, there's more. I'm literally freaking out in my mind so much right now. I don't want to like scream into the microphone, but I wish that I could because like this is beautiful. That's correct. I cannot wait to read it. I'm not going to read it yet though because, as I said, this is episode 3 and there are books that come before this in the Star Wars novels that I would like to get to first. So I got this for Christmas, and then because I would like to read this really, really quickly, I've heard this is just amazing and it really gives a lot more like detail and time and insight into Anakin's character in episode 3, which I think a lot of people do complain about in the film, that his like change to obviously the dark side feels a little bit more sudden, but I think in a novel we're gonna get into it. The one that I really wanted to get to because it has my favorite character of all time in it is this little guy. So this one I picked up for myself, brand new. This is Star Wars Labyrinth of Evil by James Luceno. This is now the second James Luceno Star Wars novel I have on my shelf. I also have Darth Plagueis, which I'm going to be getting to this year, but this one comes before Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to be picking up Labyrinth of Evil. This one spans the reach of time, the gap of time between episodes 2 and 3, because when we start Revenge of the Sith, the Clone Wars have been going on, and we don't really like see too much of what went on behind the scenes between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So Labyrinth of Evil kind of bridges that gap. And if you can see on the cover, who's that? It's General Grievous. I just love him. So it's just so tiny. It's so nice and tiny. I'm over the moon about these. However, I did find 2 Star Wars books out in the wild. The first one I'm really not too sure about. I have seen this around before. I don't know. This one is depending on how it's going to be done, whether I'm going to like it or not, because the book that I found at the thrift store is William Shakespeare's Star Wars. Verily, A New Hope by Ian Doescher, I think. It's really pretty. Basically, this is A New Hope Shakespeareified, so it is a play. Oh, hast thou heard? The main reactor fails. Beep, 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 beep. If you have read the Shakespeare Star Wars, let me know before I give this a try what I should expect. I haven't even looked under the dust jacket. Is it cool? Oh, it is very cool. Look it. That's really pretty. Nevertheless, I found it there and I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up. It's $5. We're gonna give it a shot. However, the next book that I found, this was a very lucky find. So since I started reading Star Wars novels, there's been one that has been recommended to me the most. I know it's also recognized in, the plethora of Star Wars books out there as one of the best ever. It was one of the best to ever do it, and I'm of course talking about Heir to the Empire. But look at the edition I found. I think this is the 1991 hardcover. Yeah, by Timothy Zahn. Look it, I can't believe I found this. I love this copy. I love this edition. I'm a little bit confused because if this wizard looking guy is supposed to be Thrawn, who is the baddie in here, I think he's blue. So I don't know if they made him blue afterwards or if they just disregarded that when they were designing the cover, or maybe that's not even supposed to be him. Maybe that's supposed to be Thrawn. This is set after the events of episode 6, and we follow the New Republic. So we have Luke, Han, and Leia. I think Han and Leia are married and they're doing stuff. We follow Luke doing his Jedi stuff. But then far out on the reaches of the galaxy, there is someone who is assembling the last remnants of the old empire. And I don't know if this series totally bridges the gap between episode 6 and 7. I'm really not sure. But regardless, I'm so excited. I've heard that this is maybe one of the best ever Star Wars novels or series out there is following Thrawn. Okay, all right. Okay, respectable. Smells really good. So yeah, this is set 5 years after the destruction of the Death Star and the defeat of Darth Vader. So thank you so much for allowing me to get on my little Star Wars soapbox once again, but that is my Star Wars book haul. I think I just have one more book to show you. The last book that I have bought here, this one I've been waiting to get to me for quite some time now, and I'm so happy it's here. And the last book that I bought is Violent Awakening by KJ Sutton. This is the last book in the Fortuna Sworn series, and really looking forward to it, really looking forward to it. Although I do have a bone to pick. I'm really sad that the indie published versions of this one, they have done away with the absolutely beautiful buttery cover and the floppiness. Like, this one is now quite matte and stiff. I still have to read book 5, and then I can finish off the series with book 6, and I'll be quite sad when it's over because I've been reading this for years now. This is a dark urban fantasy series about a nightmare and basically all of the strains of species that fell off and developed from the fallen angels after Lucifer left heaven. The time of basking in the victory of the last episode of Read It or Unhaul It is come to an end because we now have this huge pile plus all of these that I can't even lift. 21 books going in the stack to eventually have to find their way back onto the shelves. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out a different method to do the next episode because this is a huge stack. And really annoyingly, I'm definitely gonna have to take all of these little tags off. Anyway, thank you guys for coming to my first book haul of 2026. Now I gotta find somewhere to go put all of these. So I'm gonna head off. I hope you have a fantastic day, morning, evening, night, whenever this is seeing you. Ciao.